I'm sharing. Could you see my window, my PowerPoint, Felipe?
Perfect. It's perfect.
Okay, okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, Enric.
Obrigado. Obrigado. Let me put okay. Okay, so let's go. As Felipe mentioned, I'm here representing Akamai Technologies, and I will talk today about our solution about microsegmentation, Akamai vertical segmentation, and especially not only the technology, but I would like to start by making you, to challenge you about something we have seen in the past and something that has been part of our lives. If we be back to 2021, probably you agree with me that this has been our best friend. Okay, this is a security or a safety device. Yes, it's very simple, right? But the objective or the purpose they have about saving lives, it is done. Also in 2021, we got a lot of, I hope the less of you has also this device that it was a security or safety device with a purpose of saving lives. Okay, as you can see, the big difference is about also the technology, but also about the timing. Okay, so if we compare in some way these two devices or these two items, okay, we will see that the face mask and also comparing into the technology or putting them in technology terms, we can say that the face mask, it's low tech, it's effective, and the timing of the effectiveness, we can call it, it's a prevention device, right? If we go to the breath assistant, we can say in technology terms that it's high tech, definitely. It is effective, of course. And in terms of the timing, security or cybersecurity timing, can say it is reaction. So what was the choice of the medical industry and the medical authorities took? They took, what do you think they took? Well, you know what they took, no? Okay, they really, is from prevention to reaction, the choice was prevention. It was prevention in the format of vaccine. I don't want people get sick. I don't want people get severe sick. I don't want people get into the hospital to use the breath assistant. I want to stop the sickness as soon as possible, in the early stages as possible, or even that nobody gets sick. And this is very important. This is very important. Prevention, it's something that the people in general didn't take much into consideration when talking about security. They are a flashlight with all the intelligence, the AI, okay, of different technologies, but in reality, they don't know exactly how effective these technologies are, or if there will be a more effective way of stopping breaches, of stopping attacks. So if we focus on prevention, prevention is the action of stopping something from happening. And this is very important. We don't want attacks, or if there are any, we want to stop them at the beginning. So get back, or let's keep talking about security. And now I put security principles, but I don't know if exactly are principles or are Bruce Lee sentences. Okay, so know yourself and know your enemy. I assume that everybody in the audience know themselves. When I say know yourself, it's about know your risk, but also know what are your priorities and what are your critical assets. That's very important, because if I don't know what I need to protect, definitely my protection, my defenses won't work. Okay. And second, know your enemy. And knowing our enemy it is much more difficult in these times, okay? And it's much more difficult if we talk about ransomware. So in reality, it is possible to know our enemy when we are talking about malware? No, it is not possible. We know techniques. We know there are several teams. There is ransomware as a service, whatever, okay? But we know how they behave. And this is the key. The key is it is really to understand the attack chain, understand how they behave in order to set up the right defenses in each step of this attack chain. And this is what we're gonna focus on today. So our solution, our microsegmentation solution, it acts as a basin in the step number 2, in the lateral movement. We all agree that the initial access will happen. We don't know if it will happen.
Enrique Manéz, perdón, un problema aquí, porque nosotros no estamos viendo en modo presentación, el PowerPoint.
Ay, pues perdona,
okay.
muchas gracias por avisar,
Nada, nada.
perdón.
Gracias.
¿Ahora lo ven?
Sí.
¿En modo presentación? ¿Sí?
Sí.
Perfecto. Es que yo no veía chat o nada. Muy obrigado por su comentario. Okay. Luckily, the other has larger fonts. Okay, and this is a smaller font, so better now to be in presentation, definitely. So let's get back to my pitch. The idea it is about that we all accept that number 1 will happen. Okay, we all accept that we may have a problem with a user clicking a phishing, or maybe a user connecting a USB device, or maybe somebody, a third party using a VPN. We need to accept that the first step will happen. But what we cannot do is to put our focus into...
Mira, perdón, es necesario compartir todo el ecrán.
Todo el screen.
Sí, vale. Para poner en modo presentation.
Okay, let's go back. Sorry. Venga. Voy a compartir todo. Está compartiendo su pantalla. Pone aquí que estoy compartiendo mi pantalla. Y ahora, vamos a ver. Activar compartir pantalla. Allow to share screen. Y ahora voy a hacer share this screen. Y ahora voy a hacer el PowerPoint. Y ahora voy a poner el presentation. Ahora. ¿Se ve bien? ¿Está ok?
Si tenemos que tentar, ¿puedes pasar el próximo? The next.
Sí.
Ok. Ahora está bien, sí. Perfecto.
Okay.
Sí, lo estamos viendo bien. Perfecto.
Venga, muy obrigado. Perdona otra vez. Perdón.
Gracias.
Venga. So, okay, I switch to English. What I've been telling you is that if we accept that initial access will happen, we cannot rely everything on our CM, on our automation, on our intelligence systems. It doesn't make any sense. If we accept that number 1 may happen, next is to go to number 2, because we know they will do it. We know they will try lateral movement. And the idea we have, the purpose with microsegmentation is really that. It's really to stop the lateral movement. And it is very important because with lateral movement, we can control the impact. We can keep the malware in the initial entry point, but also need to consider that every step, it's an opportunity for both the attacker and the company. So if I stop as much as possible all the attacks at this level, I will be much more effective than relying or trusting that everything will be identified and stopped in the upper levels. So back, when we talk about one incident, if we separate in these phases, what I see is that, yes, I can have 4 backup copies, right? I can have the best resilience and recovery systems, but do they help to stop ransomware? Do they help to stop the attacks? No. What is more effective and what really stop it is to really prepare and prevent. It is the early phases of the attack. That is where the effectiveness need to be higher and higher, because we don't want them. I don't want them to really, I don't want to remediate. I want to stop. I don't want it to happen. That's what prevention can do for you. And we have 3 pillars. Our approach to microsegmentation is based in 3 pillars. First of all is visualization. What it means is that when our software solution is deployed, we start to see what's happening on your network. We need to know what's happening in reality. We need to understand your reality, because without understanding the reality, we cannot create rules. Okay, we cannot stop the malware use communications. So the second one, it is about mapping. What it means mapping is that applications are not related to servers. Application has many dependencies. So if I want to secure, to microsegment an application, I really need to understand what are the communications that this application is generating with the rest of my infrastructure. Okay, I need to understand what are the dependencies. In the same way, if I want to migrate this into cloud, definitely I need to understand what is happening into this movement. What are the dependencies? Because they are not bare metal entities. They are not disconnected entities, right? So if we know the communications happening in your network, if we know exactly what are the dependencies of each application, we will be able to define what are the real needs of each application and really block any other type of communication from happening, because that will be risk, that will be malware. And you can do this, the visibility and the mapping, it is used by the policy engine. The policy engine is what translates your reality, your requirements in terms of microsegmentation based on your dependencies in rules. That is very important. You don't have to assume, or you have to accept what's happening on your network. You don't have to accept or have previously a list of application, a list of communication, a list of port. You don't have to take decisions based on your assumptions. Your decisions, your policies are based on your reality, on your reality. So with this reality, we are able to manage your communications to really define what's happening, and not defining in terms of level 3 or level 4. We can go up to level 7. We can define even the process and the identity. And this is very important to avoid any communication generated by a malware. Okay, so if a malware is able to jump in one of your systems, this won't be able to move any place, because it won't be allowed, because those communications won't be allowed. Okay? So think about that. What are they using? The hackers is the same you can use in your defenses. Okay, these are two sides of the same coin. First. Second, the network is previously to this filtration and encryption. If I have not a good tool to stop the lateral movement, doesn't have any sense to spend money on exfiltration or encryption solutions. That has no sense. Okay, I need to go putting the defenses step by step, because this is the steps that the malware or the ransomware will follow. If I don't follow these steps and put the right tools, I'm really missing opportunities to stop. I am missing opportunities to stop the malware to happen. And last but not least, as I mentioned to you, is that definitely initial access is the ideal. If I can stop everything here, this is the ideal, but we know that that's not possible. We know that we cannot have 100% security on the step number one. So better to put defenses on step number two that contribute to reduce more and more the effect. This is not our point. This is like the theory of the inverse triangle. Okay, that means that everything that much as possible happen upstairs, and you need to reduce from that point in time. I would like to highlight that this is many customers are using our technology today, nowadays, to do these defenses, to really do microsegmentation and prevent and protect their critical assets of their infrastructure with us. We've been named leaders on this aspect from Forrester. And also it's very important that why we win, it is because first, it is simplicity. You don't need to change anything. You just need to add agents from our side. Second, flexibility. That it means that you don't need to put all your critical assets under our control. You can start by a few set of assets. You can start by a specific use case. And then you can grow from that to have more and more protection, more and more coverage. Okay, and this is why the customer, and third, it is the easy to use GUI. What I mean easy to use GUI is that not only the capabilities of visibility in the GUI, not only the capabilities of mapping, not only the capabilities of the templates to generate the rules, it is about how these are linked in a very friendly GUI for any type of user in order to don't overload the the administrators of the tool. Okay. So thank you so much. I really appreciate, really sorry for the technical issues, my fault to understand the platform, and happy to respond to any question you have around. I'll check the chat panel in order to respond to any questions that I got there. Thank you, muito obrigado, and happy to be in Porto.